Design thinking as a term is becoming more and more famous around the world. A lot of people have heard about it. Maybe they don't know the specific definition of it. And to be honest, I've talked design thinking with a lot of different practitioners, academics, as well as sort of theorists around the world, and there is no real one set definition of design thinking. In the corporate world, a lot of people see it as user-centered design or user-centered innovation. We've lost touch with our users. We really need to create something that is valuable for the end user, not just something that is technology push. But on the academic side or on the theory side, you're starting to see definitions of, well, it's not just about talking to people. It's also about the mindset and the environment you put the team in to create or to get these innovative results so that people are not scared of failure. They go out and test their assumptions early on than just thinking through it in their head. So in that sense, I believe that there's a lot of different ways you can define design thinking. Yes, I do have an engineering background in mechanical engineering. Ironically, that's where a lot of the practice of design thinking started at mechanical engineering at Stanford University. It didn't actually come from the industrial design world, even though, again, depending on who you talk to, they might have different perspectives on that. For me, what attracted me to design thinking is that engineering, despite it being supposed to be a creative endeavor, most of engineering education is purely analytical. It's about being able to analyze the things that you're about to make. But they don't actually teach you that much about how you go about making things for people, making things for society. And design thinking really started tackling that with a logical approach as well as a somewhat of a crazy creative approach. And it did a very good job, I would say, of bringing those two together, where you are going wild, you are coming up with crazy ideas as well as realistic ones. But then you're also taking this logical yet inventive approach to testing these ideas that you have, such as prototyping and rapid iteration, which really does bring two sides of the brain together. And for me, that's what's been very interesting about design thinking. I think I'm not answering your questions perfectly, but again, you're getting sound bites, so.
Okay. If somebody doesn't know anything about design thinking, what would you, or how would you describe design thinking just in a few words that the other understands what it is about?
So oftentimes I get asked, so what do you teach in university? And I say design, and they come back with, design of what? And because of that, everyone always, when they hear the word design, they're always expecting you to be designing something. My answer to that is design thinking is all about designing what doesn't exist yet. Things that don't exist, things that could have value, things that could be useful to people. Message to the students in the Sugar Network, message for actually students anywhere with regards to design thinking is don't be scared. There's a lot of uncomfort that comes from expressing your ideas, actually showing it to people through prototypes, and getting possibly and a lot of times negative feedback. But that's okay, that's part of the process, that's part of a learning. And that's the real steps you take to actually get to something valuable. If you're scared of failure, if you're just scared in general, you're not gonna get through that. So be bold, dive in, it's gonna be uncomfortable for a while, but trust the process, trust the mindset, trust where you are, because you'll get somewhere better. So message for corporates or companies or people trying to create new things in the real world. The design thinking approach is going to become normal. It's going to become more and more ingrained in the way we work, in the way we create value, in the way we create new products. And to a certain point, I think we'll stop talking about it because it becomes so normal and so permeated through. So get on with the program, learn. We've had 60, 70 amazing years of engineering, technology, manufacturing, and very logical thinking. Yet I think a lot of people are starting to feel this limit that we can't reason ourselves to every single answer. We need to have both the creative approach as well as the logical approach, and design thinking brings us together. And I think this is how most of new value generation in the 21st century is going to be done.